Welcome to the first ever Beyond the Score podcast. We have the entire sports team here in our podcast room here at WQAD. Kory Jenna, Jonah Krell. And for the first one, we decided that we're just going to do a lot of things that people can kind of get to know us a little better, kind of talk about our favorite things, whether it's here in the Quad Cities, whatever. So we are going to start with our first question and kind of introduce ourselves a little bit, background. So I'll let you start.
Let me start
first, Jenna.
Okay,
yes.
I guess I'll go first. So I'm Jenna Miner. I've been here for a little over a year now, which is crazy. It's gone by so quick. But I'm from Terre Haute, Indiana. Went to Eastern Illinois University. Ended up here. I don't know. I don't really know exactly how I ended up here. It just kind of all fell into place.
You ended up here because we hired you.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Is you had a great reel, good stories, and we decided to hire you.
Well,
so that's how you ended up here.
Thank you. It just felt right, which I know, I feel like everyone says that,
Sure.
like with everything. But I feel like it's really important to trust your gut and go with that. And I feel like that's what I did. And I ended up here. So, yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. Jonah.
Yeah, well, I'm Jonah. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I went to Arizona State University, so I stayed in AZ, and after school I took some time off, and then I worked part-time at our local Arizona sports radio station, ESPN affiliate there. And while I was doing that, I was trying to figure out where I wanted to start for a full-time job, and I was applying across the country for MMJ opportunities, multimedia journalism, for people who do
those
that.
that don't know, absolutely.
Multimedia journalist jobs, sports anchor, reporter jobs. And this one just kind of hit, and they wanted an interview. And a lot of the times you're just sending it out into the void, and you don't know where it's going to go and who's going to get back to you. So here they got back to me, and I was just done waiting and done applying it. And I just wanted to start somewhere and just get my feet under me somewhere and get experience. So this, just like you said, just felt like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Trust your gut kind of thing.
Interesting thing with Jonah is I actually interviewed him while I sat in my car in a parking lot covering state volleyball.
Really?
Because I had to work that week because, why, Jenna?
I don't know. Why? Oh, my God, this is when I had my concussion.
It is.
I used to state volleyball, and I was like,
Yes.
why wasn't I there? I was there late.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, I was at Monmouth Roseville for a football game. It was a playoff game.
Right.
And I got ran over by Peyton Thompson. He was so sweet. If Peyton Thompson is watching this, thank you. You were so sweet. He made sure I was okay. The team made sure I was good. But yeah, I did have a concussion. So yeah, you were working.
So yeah, that was the first time I talked to and met Jonah was there. So,
wow.
And then he came here for his interview. I think you got off the plane. You left. It was 70-something degrees in Arizona. You got here. It was in the mid-30s.
It was, perfect November weather in Arizona. And then we come here, I'm like, this is not November weather I'm used to.
Well, it was perfect November
gosh.
weather in the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all worked out.
I do have a quick question for him, though, before you get to your background.
Sure.
So, Jonah, you've been here 3 months now. So what's the differences between, being from Arizona, coming here to the Midwest? How has that been for you? What have you enjoyed about it? What have you noticed?
Are you asking me the question that seemingly everyone asks me when I say, hey, I'm new
how's
to
the
the Quad
weather?
Cities? Yeah. Yeah, but no, it's been a great adjustment. The winter wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Okay, that's good.
So thank goodness for that. I came as prepared as I possibly could with a winter parka and, the ice scraper for my car and everything. But beyond the weather, the people have just been really nice and welcoming. I go to these high school games and talk to some of these parents and these players, and they're just very willing to talk and talk about there's a good passion for their schools here. Local sports is big here.
For sure.
So that's something I've found early on is these people are very nice. They're open and generous.
I remember telling Jonah when he got here in January, I said, sorry about the cold, but it will warm up by May.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting there.
I know.
It's almost
there.
It's almost there. So, all right, can I go? Can I
Yeah,
talk about my background?
Kory Kuffler, what is your background? How did you end
So
up
actually,
here?
born and raised here in the Quad Cities, born and raised in Moline. I did move away for school 93, before either of you were even born or thought of yet.
Yeah,
so,
that was 9 years before I was born.
Yeah, so I went down to Edwardsville, Southern Illinois, Edwardsville is where I went to school. Got a job right out of school in St. Louis at a cable station down there. I did sports. Guy worked with the news. Worked there for 3 years. Moved back in 2000. Worked for a station to not be named across the river for 10 years, and then moved over here in 2015. Or no, 2010. Sorry, 2010.
Wow.
And I've been here for 15
Yeah.
years now. So actually starting my 28th year.
Wow.
It'll almost be 29 years in broadcasting. So
That's crazy.
yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. Been a crazy journey. So.
I know.
Yeah. Well, for me, as someone new to here, you are a local guy. Tell me about your favorite spots in the Quad Cities. Where should I go
Ooh,
to?
okay.
We're talking
That's a good
restaurants,
question.
food.
So when I went away to school, when I came back, my go-tos were Adolph's, which is tacos or Mexican food. Okay, love Adolph's tacos. Whitey's,
Yep.
had to get Whitey's,
Of course.
and Hungry Hobo.
Okay.
Those were the three that I had to go to. My go-tos when I came
Take me
back.
to the hobo.
Right? Now that I've been here again for a long time, since I've been working in the market since 2000, you can't go wrong with the Harris Pizza. I do like the Quad City style pizza.
Yep.
As far as going to Mexican food places, La Rancherita is a really good one. If you want a good burger, Central Standard is pretty good.
Okay. I've heard about Al's Burgers in Rock Island.
Al's Burgers
Yeah.
is good. If you wanted ribs, Jim's Rib Haven was the place to go. They recently
Yeah.
shut down, but there are some good places to eat, some barbecue places like that.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
think, too, what you didn't touch on, breakfast food. I'm a big
Oh.
breakfast food girl. The Quad City Coffee and Pancake House. I actually took
It's
Jonah
gotta be.
there.
It's number
when he
one.
came. Oh, yeah, it's so good. Their cinnamon roll pancakes are fantastic. I think it's
Yes.
one of the first places I went to because for those who have been watching WQAD, Jonathan Fong was here. I went to college with him, and he actually took me there right when I got here. So when Jonah came, I took him there. It's kind of like, I guess, a little tradition of
Yeah.
bringing people there. They're really good.
Do you have a place that you've gone to that you enjoy?
Well, it's a place that actually Shelby Kluver introduced me to. It's the Thai place right down the road.
Exotic Thai?
No. It's right by. I'm blanking on the name of the Thai place, but I have it in my phone.
Is it in Bettendorf there?
No. It's
down
it's
the
in
road?
Moline. It's right here next to.
I don't know.
Oh,
arena.
lemongrass.
Yes, lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Yeah. So I've tried lemongrass. Very good Thai, and also Jimmy's Pancake House in Bettendorf.
Yes,
is
Okay.
also
that's a good
solid.
one, for sure.
Yes. And then where else have I been?
We took him to the J Bar.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That's
J
right.
Bar's
When you
pretty
came
good.
for your interview, we took you there. That was good.
solid. But overall, like I still, there's a lot of places that I still need to check out. I mean, we're busy. We work
I'm
nights.
going to
and
tell you right
everything,
now,
so-
I've lived here, like I said, all my life. I haven't checked them all out yet either, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So you only have 28 years to go, and then you'll get them all. So. All right, next topic. What do you think? I'll let you pick.
Let me
what's
pick.
next on your
Well,
list?
my thing, I mean, I've talked to you guys about it. I feel like already this calendar year in 2025, there's been a lot of very big, fun sporting events that we've gotten to cover. So I guess what have been your guys' favorite events you've gotten to cover, whether that's high school, college, any professional things you guys have done. But I don't know, just anything that you guys really enjoyed so far from this calendar year.
This year or all time?
Well, let's start with this year, and then we'll do all time after.
Wow, this year. Okay.
I definitely have a couple that stand out. If you guys need a second.
No, I got some.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jonah.
All right, Jonah.
Well, one of the first big game opportunities was going with you to Iowa City for the Caitlin Clark jersey
Yes.
retirement game
That was
against
so much fun.
USC, a top 5 team, right?
Yeah.
At the time, and Iowa beats USC, and then they have this really amazing ceremony for Caitlin Clark after the game with videos from fans. And I got to shoot some of the fan perspective, so being in the stands and kind of seeing how they were reacting, and it was really cool to see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was really fun. I mean, obviously, just the atmosphere there, too. It's always good at Carver Hawkeye Arena, but, having Caitlin back and retiring her jersey, it was amazing. Definitely an event that I will never forget. I'm sure it's the same for you. Yeah.
And also, from the local side, Lauren Walker from Central DeWitt. I come in and I hear you guys doing highlights with you like you say, Lauren Walker being Lauren Walker, right? That's your phrase.
Absolutely.
But seeing up close and being a part of some of her big moments this year, I was at the game where she broke the school scoring record, and then I was at in Extreme Arena. Is that Des Moines, right? Or
No, that's in Coralville for the
Yes.
state wrestling and volleyball.
Yes.
All that stuff was there. Yes.
So for the state tournament, she puts the team on her back, and they almost pull off this.
oh, you're
crazy,
talking about for state basketball?
Yes,
That's
state
Wells
basketball.
Fargo Arena.
Yes, Wells Fargo Arena
yes.
in Des Moines. Sorry, they got it all mixed in at this
No, you're
point.
good.
But seeing her kind of put the team on her back and almost will them to a crazy come-from-behind comeback victory, Lauren Walker was a special player to cover this season.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to piggyback off of that because I have a lot of high school stuff I really want to talk about, some really fun moments. So I enjoyed so much this season. The Sterling girls basketball team, this sort of became my beat. I was like following them all the way through it, and just that team is a very special team, a great atmosphere with them. But that super sectional game, they lost in overtime, but that game, like, I had goosebumps the whole time. It was so loud in there. The fact that it was so close back and forth that whole game, and the fact that they were able to bring it into overtime, it was crazy. I remember the Jocelyn James 4-point play. It was so crazy. It's such a good game. And then another big moment was the Sherrard boys team. Again, I also kind of followed them throughout their postseason run. And it's when they were at Mercer County for that regional title game.
Right.
Rylan Carton, 45 points, breaking the school record. That was crazy. And it was so loud in there. It was so much fun. And like you said it too, like moving here, just people, especially in the Quad Cities area, which I noticed a lot too because I'm not from here. They care so much about local sports, and it's just amazing to see that. Not only see it, but to just feel it too in those big moments.
Yes.
So I think those two specific moments were really big for me for the high school season. And then, like, going to college, of course, you already talked about the Caitlin Clark jersey retirement over in Iowa City, but obviously I was in March Madness following Illinois and Iowa State and Milwaukee, which was so much fun. Again, traveling like that is awesome, but that was a really fun time for me too, which I can dive into that a little bit more later if you guys want. But
for me, I would say high school wise, it was cool to see Sean Taylor get his 700th win at Moline. That was pretty cool. Trey Taylor becoming the winningest basketball player at Moline. Rock Island beating Moline to win a regional championship.
Yeah.
That place was packed over at Wharton Fieldhouse. That one was really cool. Those are some really cool moments. And then Journey Houston, what she did going to state, playing on a bad ankle and gutting out and having the performance she had. No, Divine Burridge. Divine Burridge doing that was just amazing. I mean, there was times where you could tell she was in serious pain, and she gutted it out, played her heart out. And unfortunately, they came up short. But seeing her and Journey play over the last 4 years was really cool for me, and they're going to do great things in college for sure.
Two workhorses right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
College-wise, I would say probably Ben McCollum getting hired. That was really cool. Jonah and I got to go up and cover Ben getting hired. That was a really cool press conference. Everybody had the white shirts, yellow ties, and just the way Iowa embraced him. That was kind of a cool moment for this year.
And on that topic of Ben McCollum, I think I'm new to everything Iowa, but I've learned how big Fran was to this program,
right?
And for people to welcome in Ben that quickly, I mean, it shows something about the kind of coach he is, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You don't go to Drake and go 31-4, whatever they were this past year, make the second round of the NCAA tournament, and not be a good coach. I mean, he had nothing but success at Northwest Missouri State. He won, I think, 4 national championships or 3 national championships with them. So, yeah, I'm hoping he does great things at Iowa. You just never know how all that translates. But I think the way he coaches and the character and the way he does things, he does it the right way.
I mean, it shows a lot, too, that his players are willing to follow him over.
From Drake.
Absolutely,
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. All right, so let me ask you guys this. Why did you want to get into sports journalism?
Well, it was just from a young age of like always following, always watching sports and playing sports growing up. And more on the watching side, I'm a big history guy, so I would, go and watch A Football Life. So I would watch 30 for 30s. I would read the sports pages growing up, and just anything where I could consume sports in different ways and across different landscapes of media. I was just fascinated by it, just like the different storytelling. This we can do, and the kind of impact we can make with these stories. Like you look at Tom Rinaldi from ESPN, one of the best to do it. It's just like those kind of things where it kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. That's what makes sports special and powerful in society in general. Like, it can unite us. So that's why I really wanted to be a part of sports reporting, sports media. It's just we get to be up close and right there with the action, and we get to tell these stories and amplify these players' stories. So, yeah.
That was a really good answer.
I'm
I
sorry.
had to follow that now. No, I think for me, I'll just start, again, a little bit more of my background. So, I mean, I know you guys know the NFL has my heart. That's always been my big sport that I followed growing up. My dad's always been a big football fan. So I come from a football family, and my mom says, like, when I was, like, really little, that she thinks I just loved the energy of it. And, I mean, you guys know how much energy I have. She thinks I just, like, attached to that. And I just really love sports because everyone would cheer and be happy. So then growing up, I just got really into it. And it was in middle school where I kind of realized that I'm like, I'm really passionate about this. And I'm also a yapper, and I talk a lot. And I'm like, well, why not just talk about sports? Like, that's, like, perfect. So I got into that. But that's sort of what got me into it. And then, like Jonah said, the more you learn about sports journalism and just see how much goes into it and the stories you tell and the impact you have on these athletes. Especially, I feel like I'm really passionate about the local side of things, like talking to these high schoolers, because their stories don't get told. Like, professional stuff, that's really cool too, but I feel like, they have a lot of people telling their stories. So I think it's really cool to go down to the high school level and find these stories that people wouldn't know about if you weren't there. And, your job is, you get to see stuff and be there for so many moments that just the average sports fan doesn't get to be there for. So that's why it's important for us to really soak it in and, tell those stories, I think. So, yeah, I guess that's what sort of got me into it, and then what has, I guess, developed from there. Plus, I also, as you guys know, I love shooting sports. That's, like, my favorite thing. I love the sports videography side of it. I think is really fun. So I think that was a big part of it for me as well.
That's something that we, as a sports department, as a station, kind of take pride in, is our sports photography. I mean, it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
It makes a difference. For me, actually, I didn't start out as a communications major. If you believe it or not, I was an accounting major.
Mr. Accountant.
Yeah, which my daughter is now going to do that. Good for her. And then I switched after I took my first class in accounting. I was like, that's not for me. And actually, I don't remember who it was. Somebody said, well, you like to talk and you like sports, so is there any way you can combine the two? And I was like, you know what? I think there is. So actually started at Blackhawk College, went to SIUE eventually, and yeah, I just fell in love with the local. I never wanted, I shouldn't say, when I first started, did I want to go to ESPN? Yes. Who doesn't, right? When you first start. But after starting to cover high school sports, you realize that these student athletes play the game for the right reasons. They play for the love of the game. They play because they want to get better. They want to go to the next level. Their parents are behind them. And, it's just kind of cool to see the communities pile into these games on a Friday night, whether it's football, basketball, even in the spring, whatever sport you're playing, to see the community and the people come and back them. That's the cool part. I've realized over the years that the storytelling, the covering of the games, that's the cool stuff. That's the fun stuff that we get to do that a lot of people don't get to see, that we then get to bring to the viewers, which is the part that I love. And I got to give Dan Pearson a shout out because
we love Dan.
He's my GOAT, and he's also another reason why I got into this. I watched him. I would always take my break when I was working Friday nights to watch his sports show.
Really?
On Friday nights for football and everything. The energy, the passion, just the love, everything that he had for the game. It's like, I want to be like him someday. So, yeah.
I think you talked about, sports being fun. I think that's a big reason why I love to do it as well. It's like news can be, let's face it, depressing at times.
At times, yeah.
Yeah. So to be a part of the sports side, and every day is new. You're off to a different game, and it's just sports are fun. Like I said earlier, they're meant to bring people together. So that's what I think is another reason why I love it. You mentioned, watching Dan Pearson. Almost every Thursday night growing up, I would always try to watch Inside the NBA because I'm a big NBA guy. But I always loved, even if I didn't watch the games, I would try to watch their show because they talk about sports. It's fun, the banter. It's not perfect, but they just they have a chemistry with them, and they talk about sports in a fun and exciting and uniting way. So I think that's something that sports can do. It brings people together, and at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's fun, and we get to show that to the people.
Pick the next topic. What are we talking about next?
Okay. Let's do the favorite or dream interviews. Who would you want to interview?
That's a good one. And actually,
Yeah.
I got to actually interview my dream interview already,
Okay.
which is kind of cool.
Okay.
So
I mean, partially same.
partially. Well,
I could-
it's changed because I got to interview this person, so now you got to pick somebody else, right? So initially, my guy growing up was Bob Costas. Huge Bob Costas fan. When I worked down in St. Louis, he was at an event. He was the MC of an event that we made a video for, and I got to meet him ahead of time. Very cool dude. And introduced myself and said, hey, we're going to talk to you afterwards. We're going to do an interview, everything like that. And he's like, yeah, great. Program goes on for 2 hours. Afterwards, he's like, all right, Kory, you ready to go do this interview? I'm like, are you kidding me? 2 hours later, after all he just did, he remembered my name? I was like, I'm on cloud nine right now, right? So, yeah, I got to sit down, do an interview with him. He was awesome. I mean, just awesome. Everything I thought he would be, he was. He's the only person I've ever taken a picture with because normally we don't do that.
Yeah.
It's against the rules, right? But I was just like, you know what? This is my guy. This is my interview. I want to do this. So took a picture with him. He was great. Has it changed? Yes, because I got to interview him. Who would I want to interview now? Rory McIlroy.
Yeah,
Rory
not surprised
is
at
my
all.
guy.
That's your answer.
Rory is my
Yes.
guy. So, yeah, if I had a dream interview now, it'd be Rory McIlroy.
That would be awesome. I would love for you to interview Rory. I would make sure to get a picture of you interviewing him. So
Thank
you'd
you.
That way you don't have
Thank
to
you.
take a picture, but like you would have one.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, I guess I'll go next. So mine would be, again, I'm a huge Packers fan, and growing up, my favorite player was Randall Cobb. Love Randall Cobb, and I think it's because of that. The NFC North title game, I think I was in 5th grade, like 2013, when Randall Cobb, he had a broken leg, came back from his injury, and had the game-winning catch with like 48 seconds left, and oh my God. That was the big moment.
Is there a
for
video
me.
of you watching this game anywhere? That like,
No,
you're
I
going
wish there
crazy?
was, but like
I do too.
I remember immediately, because at the time it's like Facebook was really big, and like you're like almost in middle school, so like everyone's kind of getting on Facebook. And I remember running over to the computer and like being like, I almost died when Aaron Rodgers threw that pass, but then Randall Cobb caught it. I'll never sleep again. Like I remember the post time. Like I was so excited. So ever since that moment, Randall Cobb is always like my favorite player, and so like I got his jersey growing up, like, so I think it would just be such like a childhood dream of mine to be able to interview him. So that'd be my answer.
Not Aaron Rodgers?
No, probably not. I don't like, yeah,
for a
no.
multitude of reasons.
There's-
Right?
yeah, that would still be cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
No
just messing
comment.
with you. Yeah. Well, so I mentioned Inside the NBA earlier. I feel like my dream interview would be to interview Ernie Johnson, the host of Inside the NBA. Just ultimate class act. He went through cancer. His son had a illness from a young age that I think that he was born with. So he took care of his son before he passed away. Just an ultimate nice guy.
Right.
And he's a traffic cop for the show. The arguments and everything, he brings all of them together and somehow makes it work. So Ernie Johnson, just the ultimate class act, the ultimate professional. I would love to interview him.
We have about 5 minutes before we need to wrap up real quick.
I have a good
all right.
topic.
All right.
Okay, so what is your favorite sport to cover? What's your favorite sport to watch?
Professional or high school?
Any.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Professionally, baseball.
Favorite to watch?
To watch.
Okay.
Yes, favorite to watch would be baseball. Favorite to cover high school sports would be football, without a doubt. Also enjoy NFL football as well. So those would be my two. I mean, to watch and then cover would be those.
All right, Jonah, what about you?
Yeah, I would say favorite sport to watch is football, just because it's so exciting.
I'm surprised. I thought you
I
said
know.
basketball.
It's
probably close.
it's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say football because it's just like it's so exciting. Like one long pass can completely change a game. I haven't had the experience yet of covering football here in the Quad Cities, so I
fun.
don't know what that is like yet.
Yeah, you'll
But,
enjoy it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the basketball season, being that close to the action on the baseline and everything. So I'll have to say basketball for now.
My only request is Please don't get hit by anybody on the football
Don't get
field.
trucked by a player.
I'll write that down.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. I will move away now if someone is hurtling towards me.
All right,
Okay,
yours.
mine. Oh my gosh. I asked the question now. There's so many reasons to love all the sports. I know that's such a cliche answer, but I think, again, I'm a football girl at heart. So professionally, NFL, my favorite to watch. I love watching football. Basketball has grown a lot on me too. I do enjoy watching basketball, but covering at a high school level, again, football is always going to be there, so I'm not even going to touch on that because I love it. It's like my favorite. But I love covering wrestling. I know you guys know this. It's so strategic, and we have so many talented wrestlers around here. And I've got, the opportunity to cover a lot of them this year, like, Jude Finch, Dean Wainwright, like, so many great wrestlers out there locally. And so it's been so much fun. And, again, it's just very strategic. And so I just love watching it and love covering it.
You probably never thought you were going to enjoy it as much as you did.
No, I remember
Or as you do,
it was like, my first week, and you took me to Wharton Fieldhouse, and we sat down. We didn't even shoot anything. We sat there, and you were like, okay, this is wrestling, and I'm going to explain it to you. And then you showed me all of it, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, there's just so many different pieces, and again, the strategy is just crazy. And so watching it, again, like you're talking about how football can like switch in a second. Wrestling, man.
Oh, yeah.
You can be down the whole time, and it's so
You get
fun.
a pin and you win.
Yeah.
That's all
exactly.
it comes down to. So
I think that might be one of my favorites to cover. But again, I enjoy it. There's a reason for loving all of it. But yeah, I guess that would be my if I had to pick, that'd be my answer.
Favorite sports movie?
Ooh.
I'll let you take this one, Jonah.
There's so many.
There's a lot.
Yes.
Okay, I mean,
You
I'm
can
gonna
name
have to
off
name
more
a
than
couple.
one. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Right off the bat comes to mind Field of Dreams. I know
Yes.
I'm going to take yours, Jenna,
No.
maybe, but Field of Dreams because watching that with my dad kind of meant something. And, just like there's something magical
That's
about
the whole
that movie.
premise of the movie.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. So that, Remember the Titans and football is another great one. I would say those two are up there. Sandlot as well.
Oh, the Sandlot's good. I forgot about that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Okay, I guess, I don't know. That is a really hard question. I feel like Field of Dreams is also an answer for me. Just because when I was little, my whole family, we watched it. We had family in Iowa. We didn't take a lot of big trips or anything. My parents just aren't big fans of traveling. So, like, I remember one specific vacation we took was to come to the Field of Dreams. So I have pictures of me, like, because I was really into softball at the time. So me, like, hitting the softball, like, on the Field of Dreams. So, and I have a picture of me, like, coming out of the corn. So that's pretty cool. But, so I feel like I have to go Field of Dreams just for, like, a sentimental pick. But I forgot about the Sandlot. The Sandlot is also a very good, like, I feel like as a child, like, watching that movie, like, that was, like, one, like, it's on the TV, you're sitting there, you're watching the whole thing. Very good. Those are good answers.
Well, I would also agree Field of Dreams, but I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, so that was my movie growing up. Moneyball's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Sandlot's obviously a good one. Remember the Titans is a good one. Courageous is a good one. Caddyshack.
Oh,
Being a golf guy, I like that
Yeah.
one. Legend of Bagger Vance is another good one. There's just so many, and I'm gonna say this one, and I'm gonna call you out a little bit because
call me. Oh,
Hoosiers.
I didn't know it was gonna be
Hoosiers.
I'm a Hoosier, and I've never.
You are from Indiana, and you've
I know.
never seen the
I
movie
know.
Hoosiers.
I
So
know.
we're gonna have to
I
have a
need to.
move-ication and sit you down and watch that.
Sports team movie night.
Yes.
Yes.
One movie I forgot to mention. This is actually my number one. I forgot.
okay.
Okay.
Rocky.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
I won't
Absolutely
disagree with you with that one.
Yeah.
If I do,
Yeah.
my wife might punch me because no, she would never.
Your wife
do,
will become Rocky.
She would never do such a thing. She's a big Sylvester Stallone fan, so she loves those movies. So,
Yeah.
all right, so we got to cover a lot of things. This is kind
Yeah.
of what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to do this as often as we can. All right. Hopefully, you guys at home enjoyed this. We will get more into sports related themes and things like that, but we figured for the first one, it would be good just to kind of give a nice introduction of who we are, what we like, and why we do what we do here at WQAD. So over the next, I don't know, couple years or 10 years, you're both going to be here for 10 years.
You've been
sorry.
telling me that for a while
10
now.
years, sorry.
It
You're going
keeps
to be
going
here
up.
until I retire. So that's how it's going to work now.
We'll see.
So we will continue to do this. Hopefully, again, we'll come up with various topics and various things to talk about. If there's a hot topic, maybe we'll just sit down and do a little podcast and enjoy it. So again, hopefully you're tuned into the 8 Plus app. You have it downloaded on your TV, your Roku, your Fire Stick, your Apple TV, whatever it is, and you enjoy it. So we're going to wrap it up. So for Jenna, Jonah, I'm Kory. Thanks for watching our first Beyond the Score.